This video is dedicated to the memory of David Crosby, 1941 to 2023. Hi everybody, today we're going to review a Crosby and Nash live record entitled Another Stoney Evening, which was recorded live at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion in 1971, and it was released on Grateful Dead Records in 1998. Now the source of this recording comes from a bootleg entitled "A Very Stoney Evening." Let me backtrack a little bit. After Crosby, Stills and Nash and Crosby, Stills and Nash Young broke up, and David and Graham had released a solo album apiece. David's was If I Can Only Remember My Name, and Graham's was Songs for Beginners. The two of them decided to go out acoustically as a duo, and so that would begin a very, very long and fruitful partnership for them as a duo. And then after this tour, they would release their first duo record, Graham Nash and David Crosby, in 1973. And like I said, this is an acoustic concert, mainly of tracks that were previously released. The show opens with Deja Vu, and then they move on to Wooden Ships, but they also do some tracks, like I said, that would appear on their first duo record, such as one of my favorites, Where Will I Be, and one of my all-time favorite Graham Nash songs, Southbound Train. And the tone of this show is very loose and very hilarious. I mean, you can tell they are, as the title suggests, stoned, especially David, because one of my all-time favorite David Crosby lines, and I even have this in my favorite quotes on Facebook, was "I'm in the wrong guitar," because after one of the songs, I can't remember which song it is, but after one of the songs, he grabs a guitar to do the next song, and he says, "Oops, I'm in the wrong guitar. I'm in the wrong guitar." And Graham, comes back with, "He's in the wrong guitar," like he's never heard that before. And then he says, and then Graham, I think, was talking to their road manager, and says, "If I tell him that later, will you tell him you heard it too?" And but it just cracks me up. But and another one of my favorites from a song that would appear on Graham Nash and David Crosby. It's another song of Graham's called "A Stranger's Room," and I remember being so excited when I got the Graham Nash and David Crosby record because first of all, it was hard to find on CD, and also that A Stranger's Room was on there, and the arrangement is on the studio arrangement is quite drastically different than the stripped down acoustic version of it. But another another one of my favorites. This is probably my favorite all-time or David Crosby song. It's a song called "Laughing" that he recorded for If I Could Only Remember My Name. But this particular version is one of my favorites, and but they also Graham also does early in the show a rousing acoustic version of "Used to Be a King," which has also always been one of my all-time favorite Uncle Graham or Graham Nash numbers. And but one of my all-time favorites on the record, both on Songs for Beginners and Another Stoney Evening, is "Man in the Mirror." I've always loved that one, and so it's really a kind of a stripped down, bare bones record, and I think that's part of its charm, because you really get to hear a lot of these songs in the embryonic stages, and you know, to me, I know this is probably sacrilege, but to me, Crosby and Nash were the best duo in rock and roll history. I used to say that they're better than Simon and Garfunkel, but that's kind of sacrilege to say, because I love Simon and Garfunkel, but there's something about David and Graham that's just so cool, and I think part of that was that their chemistry was so good, and you could really tell that they really had a blast with each other. And so anyway, and another one of my favorites is the version of "Teach Your Children" that they close the show with. This is probably one of my all-time favorite versions of the song, and David and Graham kind of stop it in the middle, because they are not satisfied with the way the audience is participating on it, and so they pick it up, after they teach it to the audience, and really it's a fantastic record, and I hope you enjoy it, and I give it about 1,000 stars. Enjoy the record.